court. He was the kind of king who made people invent democracy, just to keep him away from their families. Not the worst monarch in history, but definitely the one you'd never let babysit. Charles VI of France, also known as Charles the Mad, ruled from 1380 to 1422. And yes, that nickname was earned, not given lightly at a drunken banquet. He began his reign with promise, young, handsome, capable. Then things took a turn. He started forgetting who he was, attacking his own knights, and at one point believed he was made of glass, insisting his servants wrap him in blankets so he wouldn't shatter while walking. Not exactly the image of kingly strength, but impressive in terms of creative paranoia. Now, most kings who believe they are fragile glass figurines usually avoid scandal. Not Charles. He somehow managed to juggle a royal mistress, a paranoid delusion, and civil war all at once. A multitasker. His long-suffering wife, Isabeau of Bavaria, tried to manage the court, while Charles did things like run screaming from mirrors and refuse to bathe for fear the water might dissolve him. Meanwhile, his mistress, Odette de Champdivers, was quietly moved into the palace, introduced to everyone as his comfort, which was medieval code for "don't ask questions, just smile." Odette, for her part, stayed with Charles during his most unhinged years. She must have had the patience of a saint or the property rights of a queen. She reportedly brushed his hair, listened to his glass-based ramblings, and helped him put on multiple layers of padded clothes so he could sit down safely. Nothing says passion like strapping your royal lover into a pillow suit. But Charles wasn't just eccentric behind closed doors. He also hosted court entertainments where things went horribly wrong. During one infamous event known as the Bal des Ardents, he and his friends dressed as wild men, in flammable costumes, and danced around with torches. Naturally, someone dropped a flame, and several of them burned alive. Charles survived, but his dignity did not. Despite everything, Charles fathered 12 children, several during episodes of apparent lucidity, or at least, enough lucidity. Royal chronicles don't clarify whether he remembered their names, but one can assume that naming a child not made of glass was discouraged. Charles VI ruled France into ruin, but more impressively, he managed to make mental illness, royal scandal, and medieval pyrotechnics all part of the same tragicomic package. And somehow, they still let him wear a crown. Peter the Cruel, also known